The stars above the Chiron colony were bright and peaceful. For many years, the alien people of Chiron lived without fear. They were farmers, builders, and dreamers. They did not have weapons, nor did they think they needed any. Their world was small and quiet, with rolling green fields and wide rivers that sang through the valleys. But one day, everything changed. A strange shadow fell across the sky. At first, the people thought it was a passing storm. Then they saw the metal shapes floating above the clouds. Black ships, silent, cold, and without any lights. They did not speak. They did not warn. They just began to destroy. The machines came fast. Their weapons melted stone. Their walkers stomped through the villages. Homes turned to dust. Families ran into the forests. The leaders tried to send messages to nearby systems. Please help, they said. We are not fighters. We are not a threat. We just want to live. Their signal flew across space like a small cry in a deep cave. Many heard it. Many saw it. But no one answered. On a planet far away, on a blue and green world called Earth, a small station picked up the signal. It was weak, broken, full of static, but one part of the message was clear. We are dying. Please help us. The message was forwarded to the Earth Council. They were the leaders of humanity's united worlds. They listened quietly as the sound played in the great chamber. Some shook their heads. Others whispered. But one person stood up. His name was Commander Neil Hart. He looked calm, but his eyes were sharp. They are asking for help, he said. They are not our allies. They are not human. But they are people. Are we going to ignore them like the others? Some on the council warned, if we act, we risk war. We don't know who or what this enemy is. Commander Hart replied, if we wait, we may find the same enemy at our door. The council paused. Then, slowly, one by one, they agreed Earth would respond, not with words, but with action. Deep underground, hidden from the galaxy, Earth's fleet was waiting. These were not show ships. They were real, tested, old, upgraded, and ready. Some looked outdated, but their course held new power. Some hadn't flown in years, but engineers worked quickly to bring them back. Captains were called. Pilots returned to duty. Soldiers packed their gear. One officer, a young woman named Kayla Frost, stood by her ship and whispered, so it begins. As the ships lifted into the sky, people watched from below. They didn't cheer. They didn't cry. They just watched in silence, knowing that something big had started. Humanity had not fought in a long time. Many species thought humans had become soft, peaceful, and slow. But the truth was different. Earth had prepared quietly. They had studied threats, trained in secret, and built new systems. They waited for a moment, not for power, but for purpose. And now, one cry of desperation had given them that purpose. The fleet jumped through space. The stars stretched into long white lines. Inside the ships, crews checked weapons, ran drills, and shared quiet meals. They didn't know what waited for them. All they knew was that someone needed help. On the Chiron colony, hope had almost died. Many thought no one would come. The machines were digging into the planet's crust now, looking for something. What it was, no one knew. The skies were full of smoke. The rivers ran black. Then, on the seventh day, something strange happened. A light appeared in the sky, not like the dark machines. This light was sharp and silver. It moved fast and split into dozens of points. The machines turned their weapons toward the sky, sensing danger. Then came the sound like thunder, but sharper. Missiles fell from the sky, hitting the machines hard. Human fighters flew low, cutting through the air like blades. They did not speak. They did not ask questions. They just attacked the enemy. From the ground, the Chiron people looked up in shock. They had never seen these ships before. They didn't know who had come. But for the first time, the machines were falling back. In orbit, Commander Hart stood on the bridge of the flagship. He watched the battle unfold on the screen. He spoke calmly to his crew, "Save who we can. Don't let the machines escape. And remember, we came here for a reason." Kayla Frost led the charge on the ground. Her boots hit the soil as she and her team moved to rescue trapped survivors. They pulled families from broken homes, set up safe zones, and pushed back the machines one step at a time. The enemy was powerful, but not ready for this. Not ready for humans who had trained for years, who had built weapons not for show but for survival. And as the sky burned with light and smoke, one thing became clear to the galaxy. Humanity had answered the cry, and the galaxy would never be the same again. After the first battle at the Chiron colony, humans returned to their ships to prepare for what was next. Word spread quickly through the galaxy about Earth's sudden arrival and swift action. Many were surprised. Earth had been quiet for so long, but now it was clear they were not weak or distant. Humans had a secret strength deep beneath the surface of Earth's main command center. Scientists and engineers worked day and night. They tested new weapons, fixed old machines, and built devices that seemed almost like magic to other species. Many had thought humans were slow to act or weak in space, but they were wrong. Kayla Frost, the young human officer who led the rescue team, sat in the briefing room with other commanders. She listened carefully as the lead scientist explained their new discoveries. The enemy machines are not just weapons, the scientist said. They learn. They change their tactics quickly. They consume planets and can rewrite matter to build more of themselves. Our old weapons will only slow them down. One captain raised his hand. Then what do we do? The scientist smiled slightly. We must use our minds more than our guns. We are upgrading the fleet with new shields that can adapt and new energy weapons that disrupt the enemy's core systems. It will take time, but it will work. Kayla nodded. She knew that this war would be different. It was not just about fighting. It was about survival and about learning fast. Meanwhile, back on Earth, many people watched the news with mixed feelings. Some feared war. Others were proud. Civilians volunteered to help in any way they could. Mechanics fixed ships. Programmers created new codes. Farmers sent food to the military bases. Commander Neil Hart walked through the streets of one city. People recognized him, but did not ask for his autograph. They only wanted to say, "Thank you." He smiled softly and said, "We fight for all life, not just for Earth, in space." Human ships moved fast. They traveled through the dark regions of the galaxy, using special slip drives that could jump between stars quickly. This surprised many alien species who believed humans were slow. On one ship, pilot Jason Lee checked his controls. He was nervous but ready. "This is not just a mission," he said to his co-pilot. "This is a chance to show who humans really are." As the fleet moved closer to the enemy's known territory, humans met others from the Chiron colony. The aliens were shy but hopeful. They had never fought before, but now they learned quickly. Soldiers trained side by side with humans, sharing stories and lessons. One Chiron elder said to Kayla, "Your people fight with a strange fire. Not just anger, but hope." Kayla smiled. "Hope is why we came." The galaxy began to change. News of Earth's fleet spread to old empires and new worlds. Some admired humans for their courage. Others whispered warnings. "They are reckless," said one leader. "But they are strong. We cannot ignore them." In the council of a powerful alien empire, leaders debated what to do. Many had ignored the Chiron colony's call for help. Now, Earth's actions forced them to think. One elder warned, if humans fight for others, what will they do for themselves? The question hung in the air. No one had an answer. Back on the front lines, the machines began to change too. After their first defeat, they returned with new tactics. They targeted human ships directly and used faster attacks. Their walkers moved in groups, striking in surprise. During a rescue mission, a human cruiser was hit hard. Alarms blared. Crew members rushed to fix damage. In the chaos, a pilot named Eric Simmons took a dangerous risk. He flew his fighter into the enemy's strongest machine, causing it to explode. The ship was lost, and Eric did not survive. His sacrifice was not forgotten. His name spread among the fleet. He became a symbol of courage and hope. Commander Hart spoke to his crew. "We must learn from Eric. This will not be an easy war, but together we are stronger." humans began to build new defenses. They installed fast repair bots, better shields, and new training programs. The rescued Chiron people, helped by sharing knowledge of the enemy's weaknesses. Slowly, a new alliance formed. Humans and aliens fought side by side. Soldiers from different worlds learned each other's ways. Respect grew where there was once fear. Kayla and her team led patrols to protect villages and find survivors. She saw many faces, old and young, frightened and brave. Each rescue reminded her why they fought. One day, a Chiron child asked Kayla, "Will humans stay with us?" Kayla smiled. "Yes, we are here for you and for all who need help." As the sun set over the battlefields, the human fleet prepared for what was next. The enemy was strong and smart, but humans had something new: unity. The galaxy was watching, some with hope, some with fear. One thing was sure: humanity had arrived. Their quiet strength was waking the stars, and the war was only beginning. The human fleet moved deeper into enemy territory. The machines were no longer just attacking colonies, they were spreading like a dark shadow, destroying everything in their path. Planets that once glowed with life were now cold and silent. Humans and their allies knew they had to act fast. Captain Kayla Frost stood on the bridge of her ship, watching the stars. "We can't let them reach Earth," she said quietly. "If they keep growing, nothing will be left." Commander Neil Hart agreed. He had spent years preparing for this moment. But the reality was harder than he imagined. The enemy was different from any other. They did not tire. They did not show fear. They only destroyed. The fleet's scouts reported a massive enemy force ahead. Thousands of machines gathered near a gas giant, using the planet's storms to hide. It was clear the enemy was preparing for a major attack. Human leaders called this the Storm Fortress. They knew it would be dangerous, but also a chance to strike back. Before the battle, Kayla and her team visited the Chiron survivors. They told stories of lost homes and families. Kayla listened and promised, "We will not stop until you are safe." On the day of the battle, the sky was filled with ships. Humans and Chiron fighters flew in tight formations. They knew the enemy would be strong. The first wave of machines came fast and fierce. Giant walkers stomped through asteroid fields. Flying drones swarmed like angry hornets. The human fleet opened fire. Lasers cut through metal. Missiles exploded. In bright flashes, Kayla led a squadron of fighters. Her ship darted through enemy fire, helping protect larger ships. She felt the rush of battle, the fear, the focus, the hope. In the middle of the fight, a human cruiser was hit hard. Fires broke out. Kayla rushed to help, guiding the damaged ship away from danger. The crew worked quickly to repair. Their teamwork saved the ship. As the battle raged, a new threat appeared. The enemy machines had built large, mobile factories. These builders repaired damaged machines and created new weapons. The humans had never seen anything like this. Commander Hart ordered a special strike team to destroy the builders. Kayla volunteered. With her squad, she flew deep into enemy lines. The journey was dangerous. Enemy fighters chased them, firing without pause. Finally, they reached the builders. Kayla gave the signal. Missiles flew. Explosions rocked the area. The builders were destroyed, but the squad lost to ships. The loss was heavy, but the team returned victorious. The enemy's repair ability was cut. The battle began to turn. After hours of fighting, the Storm Fortress was weakened. Machines retreated into space. The human fleet had won the day, but the cost was clear. Many ships were damaged, crews were tired, and the enemy was still out there. In the quiet after battle, Kayla visited the injured. She met a young Chiron soldier named Ril. He had lost his family in the first attack. He looked at Kayla and said, "Thank you for coming. Without you, we would be gone." Kayla smiled softly. "We fight because no one should be alone." The victory gave hope to the galaxy. News spread of the humans' bravery and skill. Some alien worlds sent messages of support. Others began to rethink their silence. Commander Hart spoke to his crew. "This battle was only the start. The enemy will return. But we are ready, together. We stand stronger than ever." Kayla looked to the stars. She knew the war was far from over, but for the first time, she believed in the future. As the fleet prepared to move, a new signal appeared. It was faint and broken, but clear enough to understand. We see you, humans, and we fear you. The galaxy trembled. Humanity's cry had awakened many. The battle for survival was just beginning. News of humanity's victory at the Storm Fortress spread quickly through the galaxy. Many alien worlds watched with mixed feelings. Some were amazed and proud of the humans' courage and skill. Others whispered warnings and fear. Many old empires had stayed quiet during the Chiron colony's cry for help. Now, they wondered if they had made a mistake. On the Grand Council of the Zoran Empire, leaders gathered in a huge chamber filled with glowing crystals. Their faces were serious. One elder named Vark spoke first. Earth has changed the balance. Humans fight not for conquest, but for justice. This is dangerous, another leader argued. We cannot let humans grow so strong. If they unite others, they may become unstoppable. Vark shook his head. Perhaps we should learn from them. Humans fight for meaning. They protect others, even when it costs them. Double quotes far away from the council, in the midst of a bustling space station, alien envoys prepared to meet the humans. They wanted to understand Earth's strange power. Why would a distant planet risk war for a small colony? Commander Neil Hart welcomed the envoys aboard the flagship. He spoke calmly. We fight because it is right, because life matters, because no one should face death alone. The envoys listened carefully. Some admired the humans, others remained cautious. A young alien named Lyra asked, "Your people are brave, but what if this war brings more enemies?" Kayla Frost answered, "We cannot live in fear. If we do nothing, the darkness will grow. We stand to protect all." The talks were beginning. Slowly, some worlds decided to send aid. Ships carrying supplies, medicine, and soldiers joined the human fleet. The alliance grew stronger. But not everyone welcomed humans with open arms. Old enemies watched from the shadows. They feared the new power rising. Back on the battlefield, the machines adapted quickly. They attacked supply lines and communication stations. They used faster ships and new weapons. One day, a human convoy was ambushed near a small moon. The fight was fierce. Kayla led the defense, fighting side by side with alien soldiers. Lasers cut through the dark sky. Explosions shook the ground. Despite the surprise, humans held their ground. Their teamwork and determination won the day. But the battle reminded everyone this war was far from over. Commander Hart gathered his leaders. The enemy is clever. They learn and change. We must be faster, stronger, and smarter. Scientists worked on new technology. Engineers built powerful shields that could repair themselves. Pilots trained in new tactics. Soldiers prepared for all kinds of threats. On the Chiron colony, life slowly returned. Survivors rebuilt homes and farms. Children played again in green fields. They looked to the stars with hope. Kayla visited often. She helped train Chiron fighters and shared stories of Earth. One afternoon, the young Chiron soldier, asked her, "Will the humans always stand with us?" Kayla smiled. "We fight for all who need help. You are not alone." As the alliance grew, so did the enemy's threat. Strange signals appeared in space. Unknown ships moved near the edge of human space. One night, the fleet detected a massive structure hidden in a dark nebula. It was unlike anything seen before. Huge and silent, it pulsed with strange energy. Scientists called it the heart of the storm. It seemed to be the source of the enemy's power. Commander Hart stood on the bridge, looking at the image. "If we destroy that, the enemy may fall." Kayla nodded. "Then we must be ready. This will be the hardest fight yet." The galaxy held its breath. Humans and their allies prepared for the final battle. Old fears and new hopes mixed like the stars. The story of one cry of desperation had become a story of courage, unity, and strength. Humanity had risen, and now the galaxy trembled. The human fleet gathered near the dark nebula where the enemy's heart beat strong. The massive structure pulsed with energy, hiding behind thick clouds of gas and dust. It was the source of the machine's power fortress built to control and create endless armies. Commander Neil Hart stood on the flagship bridge, his eyes steady. This is the final chance. If we fail, the machines will grow stronger. If we win, we save the galaxy. Kayla Frost checked her gear, feeling the weight of what was coming. She had faced battles before, but this felt different, like the fate of many worlds rested on their shoulders. The Allied fleet formed in tight lines. Ships of all sizes, humans and aliens together, prepared to move. Soldiers went over plans again and again. Pilots ran simulations. Engineers worked to fix everything. The galaxy had changed forever. Earth was no longer a quiet planet forgotten by the stars. It was a name that carried weight and respect. Some still feared humans, but many admired their courage and strength. After the battle at Orion Gate, the Council struggled to rebuild. Some leaders wanted to punish Earth more, but others knew that was impossible. Humans had shown they would not be pushed around. On Earth, the people lived with pride and hope. They remembered the exile, the silence, and the fire they used to protect themselves. It was a story told in every home, every school, and every ship. Captain Reed, now a hero and symbol of human strength, continued to serve. He traveled across space, building alliances and sharing Earth's message. We want peace, but we will protect what is ours. The humans did not seek to conquer or rule. They wanted to be safe and respected. They helped other species when they could and defended those in need. Their power was a shield, not a sword. Some aliens still distrusted humans. They remembered the fire Earth used when pushed. But humans never started the fight. They only answered when threatened. Over time, more species joined Earth's cause. They formed new friendships and new trade routes. Earth became a hub of knowledge, culture, and strength. The exile was no longer a punishment but a turning point. It taught humans to be united, strong, and proud. It reminded the galaxy that Earth was a force to respect. As Captain Reed looked up at the stars, he knew the future was uncertain but bright. Humans had answered exile with fire, but they also answered it with hope. The galaxy had learned a lesson. Never underestimate Earth. Never exile the strong. And always remember the fire of Earth burns long and bright. Last problem. As the fleet approached the nebula, the enemy attacked with full force. Waves of machines rushed forward, drones, walkers, and huge warships that fired powerful beams. The sky was filled with flashing lights and roaring engines. Kayla led her squadron through the chaos. Her fighter weaved between enemy fire, protecting cargo ships and rescuing damaged vessels. The battle was fierce and unforgiving. On the flagship, Commander Hart gave orders calmly, directing ships with precision. Every move counted. During the fight, a small human team prepared for a dangerous mission, entering the enemy fortress to plant a powerful device that could shut down its systems. Kayla volunteered to lead the team. They flew in a stealth ship, avoiding detection. Inside the fortress, walls hummed with strange energy. Machines moved silently, guarding every corner. Kayla's team worked quickly. They placed the device at the core and prepared to leave. But an alarm sounded. Enemy forces closed in fast. A fierce fight began. Kayla's team held their ground, pushing back the guards while the device counted down. Outside, the fleet fought harder than ever. Ships exploded, and crews risked everything. Human pilots shouted encouragement. Alien soldiers fought bravely. As the countdown reached 0, a bright pulse spread through the fortress. Machines stopped moving. Energy fields flickered and died. The fortress shook. Cracks appeared in its walls. The heart of the storm was breaking. With the fortress disabled, the enemy's forces grew weak. Human and allied ships pushed forward, driving the machines back into the nebula's dark depths. The battle ended with a great silence. Many ships were damaged, many lives lost. But humanity and its allies had won a great victory. On the flagship, Commander Hart addressed his crew. This victory is not the end. It is a new beginning. We fought because we believe in life, in hope, and in unity. Kayla stood with her team, looking at the stars. She thought of the Chiron people, the allies, and the families saved. In the Quiet that followed, a new message came through an ancient signal, one that told of a galaxy ready to change. The cry of desperation had turned into a call of strength. Humanity had answered, and the galaxy would never forget. The destruction of the enemy fortress sent shockwaves across the galaxy. Many believed the war was ending, but Commander Neil Hart knew better. The machines were many, and though their heart was broken, the threat remained. Back on Earth, leaders and citizens celebrated the victory, but also prepared for the future. New ships were built, new pilots trained, new alliances formed. Humanity had grown stronger, but they remained humble. Kayla Frost returned to the Chiron colony, where the people were rebuilding. She walked through fields where children played, and elders told stories of hope. The bond between humans and Chiron had deepened. One evening, as Kayla looked at the stars, she heard a quiet voice beside her. Rill, the young Chiron soldier, stood there. Will the machines come back? He asked. Kayla smiled softly. They may try, but we are ready. Together, we will protect what we love. Meanwhile, far beyond the borders of human space, the galaxy stirred. Many species watched Earth and its allies with new respect. Old rivalries softened as new friendships grew. Some former enemies even offered help. Commander Hart spoke at a gathering of galactic leaders. This war showed us that no one stands alone. We must build a future where all species protect each other. The Alliance worked hard to create peace. Trade routes reopened. Shared technology helped repair damaged worlds. Humans shared their knowledge, but also learned from others. But peace was not easy. Old fears remained. Some feared humanity's growing power. Others doubted the Alliance's strength. Kayla knew the road ahead would test them all. Then, one day, a new message arrived. It came from the edge of known space. A small ship, damaged and alone, sent a signal. It carried a warning. Something greater is coming. The message was clear. The galaxy's troubles were not over. Commander Hart gathered his team. We must be ready. Whatever comes, we face it together. Kayla prepared her squadron. Pilots trained harder. Soldiers sharpened their skills. The fleet stood ready, stronger than before. As the stars shone bright, humanity's story continued. From one cry of desperation had grown a force that could change the galaxy. And though challenges remained, humans and their allies knew one truth: united, they could face any storm. The new warning from the edge of space sent a chill through the galaxy. A strange force, larger and more powerful than the machines, was moving closer. It was unknown, silent, and unstoppable, or so it seemed. Commander Neil Hart called a meeting of the Alliance leaders. We face a threat unlike any before, but we have learned much. We have united many, and together, we will stand. Kayla Frost prepared her squadron once more. Her fighters flew through the stars with renewed strength and purpose. The lessons of the past battles had made them sharper, faster, and braver. As the mysterious force approached, scouts reported strange signals patterns unlike anything known. Ships were being drawn in, but not destroyed. Some returned changed, with new knowledge but strange behavior. Scientists studied the signals carefully. They realized the force was not just a weapon. It was a living intelligence, vast and ancient, with its own will. The Alliance named it the Void. It was a test, a shadow from the galaxy's past, seeking to understand or consume all life. The fleet moved to confront the Void near a distant star cluster. The battle was different. No lasers fired at first. Instead, the Void sent waves of energy that tested the ship's shields and minds. Kayla's squadron flew through the strange waves, feeling weightless yet alert. They worked as one, protecting each other and searching for weakness. Commander Hart ordered a new plan, a combination of science and courage. A small team would enter the heart of the Void's influence, carrying a device designed to communicate, not destroy. Kayla volunteered to lead. With her team, she entered the strange space where light twisted and time seemed to slow. Inside, they found a presence ancient and wise. It spoke not in words, but in feelings and images. It showed memories of the galaxy's birth and death, of life's endless fight. Kayla understood that the void was not evil, but a guardian testing of life was ready to join a greater existence. With bravery, Kayla and her team sent a message of peace and unity. The void listened slowly. The waves calmed. The fleet outside held its breath. After a long silence, the void withdrew, leaving space open for life to grow. Commander Hart spoke to all worlds. Today, we face the unknown and chose hope. We are not alone, and together, we will build a future where every voice matters. Kayla returned to the Chiron colony. Children ran to greet her, elders smiled, and the stars shone bright above. Humanity's journey had begun with one cry of desperation. It had grown into a tale of courage, unity, and hope that would echo through the galaxy forever. And as the galaxy trembled once more, it did so not from fear, but from the power of a united future.